We are back with another episode of trying to find the best pizza place in our area. This place is known as Tony's Pizzeria. It's located in Garfield, New Jersey, and similar to last week, this is a place that it's on the same street, Midland Ave, but down further in Garfield, and I've driven past it. Couldn't tell you how many times. Never once have I gone in. I believe they've been open for a little over a year, if I'm not mistaken, when I checked the Google reviews. The Google reviews were very interesting. Most of the reviews were 5-star. It had an overwhelming amount of 5-star, and then about 2 or 3 1-star reviews, none of which had anything to do with how the food tasted. The first one was because I guess when they just opened, they place an order on an app called Too Good To Go. If you're unfamiliar with that, basically places that instead of throwing the food out, they sell it for like less than half price so people can come and pick it up. I guess there was a mix up there and they didn't have the food when they got there, so they gave it a 1-star review. The second one was because they put their number in when they ordered the food and they got automated text messages doing pizza promotions, which a lot of pizza places around here do. I've fallen victim to that one as well, so they gave it a 1-star review. And the third one was because they ordered food and it said they ordered it at 6:30 and they waited for over an hour and a half and didn't get their food. Nothing had to do with the taste. Every single review had said the taste was amazing. So I got 5 different items, 3 different types of pizza because they have personal pans, and then a pasta dish as well as a sandwich. So that's what's on the agenda today. Drop a thumbs up, and you guys already know the vibes. Let's get into this video. This place was a little different with how they do their pizzas. They only have 2 sizes, personal and large. The large is an 18-inch. The personal pan, which is all I have, are the 12 inches. The personal pans run between $13 and $15 depending on what you get on them, and then the larges run between $20 and $23 depending on what you get on them. That's a little steep for a personal for a 12-inch. I've seen them a little bit cheaper than that, but that's about the going rate in New Jersey, unfortunately. We all know the issues we have with prices and inflation, and that's not why we're here. We're here to try the food. So we got a dessert pizza and 2 different pizzas. I'm not sure. I know this is the dessert, but I don't know which one is which. So we have first, perfect. This is the pepperoni pizza. This is the basic pizza that I get at every place. Some people say you have to get a cheese pizza. No. I don't need cheese pizza. Plain pizza for me is just not my play. If that's what you want to eat, knock yourself out. Looking at this, it's 12-inch, so, you know, it's going to be much smaller, but the cook on it is, for me, is a little undercooked, but again, that's a me thing. I don't specify when I want it well done to see how they cook their pizza. So if you get it well done, it's probably cooked a little better. A little bit thicker of a slice than the last place. And pepperoni, some slices have less than the other. That's so nitpicky. Let's just try the pizza. If you're a person that doesn't like sauce on your pizza, this is your pizza. Normally I say there's not a lot of sauce. I lifted that bad boy up and there's literally no sauce on this slice at all. It's like they forgot to put the damn sauce on it. Yeah, there's barely any sauce in this pizza, and for me, that is an immediate no-go. I'm going to take another bite and obviously tell you about the rest of it, but you can see my face probably change as soon as I bit it. Pizza with no sauce is nuts. If I'm being honest, the dough really isn't bad. It's pretty light. It's not chewy. It's a pretty good dough for even being undercooked. I don't mind that. And I like the amount of cheese that they give you. It's a good amount of cheese. Even though I just ate the pepperoni off of there. Pepperoni is nice and greasy, just how I like it. If you would have put sauce in this pizza and I could tell you how the sauce tastes, I might actually tell you this is a damn good pizza. But to get a pepperoni pizza with no sauce on it is crazy. This tastes more like pepperoni cheesy bread. It would be good pepperoni cheesy bread. Like if I just rolled this up and called it a pepperoni roll and had some sauce to dip it in, I'd have a lot better things to say about it. But in my personal opinion, you can't have pizza without sauce and give it a high rating. Everything else about it is pretty good, so I'm not going to be like overly harsh, but I can't give it anywhere above a 5. It gets a 4.5 out of 10. Again, I would eat this pizza. Like, I'm like looking around to see if I have some sauce to dip it in. And I just don't. If I did, I don't think I'd be as annoyed. Because the rest of it, really not bad. Where's my sauce? Just call it a pepperoni roll next time. Also because I don't want to say something off camera that I would have said on camera. When I was trying to fold this pizza box up, I've ordered a lot of pizza in my life. This is like the dollar store version of a pizza box. It's like incredibly thin. And I noticed when I got this one that it was like borderline crushed when I got it. It's just a thing to point out. So I actually said, who the hell got these pizza boxes? I said it off camera, but I'm going to say it on camera because I keep it a buck. But let's try this second pizza, which is very different. I've never had a pizza like this before, so super interested to try this. This is a carbonara pizza. If you don't know what chicken carbonara is, usually there's no chicken on this. It just said carbonara, so there is no chicken. Carbonara usually has guanciale. I don't know if they use guanciale. You can also use prosciutto, or like Americanized version, you can use bacon. Then there is a sauce that's usually an egg yolk based sauce, and looks like there's some onions on here as well. It's usually with pasta. One of my favorite pasta dishes. So when I saw it, I said, you know what? Let's try this out. This, to me, resembles a white pie with bacon and onions on it, if I'm being real just looking at it. The bake on this is 1,000 times better. It's almost like they left it in longer. This is actually, like, close to how I'd like my pizza. Again, I'm more of a well-done person, but if I don't specify well done, this is how I would expect my pizza to look. Hopefully the sauce isn't just like a basic white pie or a cream sauce. I'm going to be a little disappointed, but this is why we're here. It doesn't taste like carbonara, but I'd be fucking lying to you if I told you I didn't like this. I do. It more comes across as a Parmesan Alfredo. Like, it's really heavy on the Parmesan. I can taste it on there, but that goes really well with the bacon and the onions. And the dough on this, I already said I liked it. Because this is cooked a little bit more to my liking, this is good. It's a very heavy pizza. This is that heavy Parm Alfredo. So this is definitely a shareable for me because it's very rich with that. But let me just get this bacon cluster. Yeah, it's bacon. So I get the idea of why you called it a carbonara pizza. Carbonara purists, my hardcore Italians, you'd get angry at this. Me, I'm a little more chill with that kind of stuff, so I'm not mad at it. My only complaint, I don't mind onions on pizza, but there's almost too many onions on this pizza. Like, you don't need this many when it comes to it. It's like a whole onion on this damn thing. So, that's a bit much, but the flavor from it, I like. I also personally, now, it wouldn't be a real carbonara at this point, but I keep thinking if you caramelize these onions, you'd be onto something here. I once had a caramelized onion pizza at a pizza place that's no longer here. I would have done it already. It was like a little bit of a drive from here, but it doesn't exist anymore. And it was one of the best pizzas I've ever eaten. And I still can't find anybody that does it just like that. But, again, I could have done without the onions, but I don't mind it too much. But this is pretty damn good. Not the best pizza I'll ever have. Again, it's different. It's not traditional pizza, but it's definitely one that I would eat again. Just gets a 7 out of 10. I like this one. Also, we're partying like it's 2004. I don't know why, but I was in the store the other day and I decided to pick up a case of Propel Fitness water. I haven't had this in like ages, and I was like, I gotta get this again. This tastes like middle school. it's such a very distinct Propel taste. This is the kiwi strawberry one. I used to devour drinks. I used to drink these a lot. They used to be in like different colored bottles though. They were like a blue when I was younger. I guess I'm aging myself, not that it matters. We have now a dessert pizza. I said I had to try this one. This is a Nutella pizza. Really popular around here to do dessert pizzas. So if you know the smell of Nutella, that just right in the face. Pause. And this is a thin, well, it says it's on a thin crust. It's the same damn dough. So it's their pizza dough. They spread some Nutella on it, and it looks like powdered sugar. You'd have to really mess this up to not be good. I would like to see like something a little more with this, but a lot of places, I'll talk about in a second. I'm not mad at it. Well, you're in Nutella. I like me some Nutella, man. And if you say Nutella, I don't care. It's perfectly okay with me. We need to stop getting mad over dumb like how people pronounce words. It's so simple, but they have a good dough. And you spread Nutella all over it. Like, there's no way to be angry at this. My only thing, like I said, I was getting into before, a lot of places around here when they do a dessert Nutella pizza, there's like strawberries or something on it to kind of cut through that, or just give it like wake it up a little bit. But like I'm like doing this. I'll sit here and eat this whole pizza because it's fire, bro. Like again, they could have gave me a thing of Nutella on the side to dip it, and I still would be saying the same thing. Nutella never fails. Again, I'd like to see a little more, but still not mad at this. Probably the best pizza I've had, but I love Nutella, and I'll give it an 8. Like, I'm really trying not to big back this thing, but I'm contemplating in my head whether or not this is the pizza I want to keep. It's probably a bad idea. But I'm at least keeping this. For my 2 dishes, I got a pasta dish, as well as this sandwich, which was their most ordered when I checked Google and all the different apps. So we have a chicken pepperoni parm. So it's a chicken parm, but there's pepperoni on it as well. Now, when you make sandwiches, stuffing it in this is going to make the sandwich get warped. So, again, similar to this, I don't know if they're like, we're running out of stuff to put it in, but you're going to ruin the sandwich like this. There's pepperoni. Doesn't seem like a lot of sauce. A little disappointing. But I do like the way that this cutlet looks and the bread. So we could be on to something. Again, their most popular sandwich. Chicken parm's a little basic for me, but I'm not mad. This thing is dying for sauce, though. It's dying for sauce. This is one of those things. If I were ever to order this again, I would ask for a cup of sauce on the side. Most sandwiches, like, you make it nice, as they call it. It's got a little bit more sauce on it. But fresh baked bread. I'm sure they get it from a bakery from somewhere, semolina. Like that. Adding pepperoni. They just use their pizza pepperoni to this. There are larger slices of pepperoni. It really does add something different to it. Similar to, like, one I get from Firehouse, but a better version of it. Excuse me. Yeah. And to be honest, the cutlet is pretty good. Not dry, like the last place I had. I just need some sauce. You know, it's like they got stingy with the sauce. There's just not a lot on here. Even on the top part. So, I just need more sauce. But this is a pretty good sandwich. Even the amount of cheese. Good amount of cheese, too. Yeah. And the pepperoni. Again, not saying it's elite, but it's decent. Like, way better than the last sandwich I had. Everybody has their preference at pizza places, but as many chicken parms as I ordered, again, the cutlet's nice and crispy. It's juicy. I just need the same. I feel like they were running out of sauce today because there was no sauce on the pizza either. Everybody makes their stuff differently, or maybe they just don't believe in over saucing things. Maybe it's me, but I need some sauce. It's crazy. Not bad though. Really not bad. Like, I would save this if I had some. I swear to you, if I had some jarred sauce in there, I would actually use it on this. But I don't in my kitchen, so it is what it is. I just need more sauce, but other than that, I actually just got a hold on. Why don't they use more sauce? Their sauce is actually pretty. I just had a bite of their sauce, and it's pretty good. Very robust. Not sweet at all, which I like. There's no more sauces. We're out of it again, though. I genuinely think they were running out of sauce. Like, they probably was like, you know what? Do what you can. And they're making more right now. That's what it feels like to me. If that bite right there was an 8 out of 10 that I just had, I just don't have it again. What could have been. But I'm going to give this a 7. Like, I'm surprised. I'm in. They have one of the better cutlets that I've had. Really. It's like perfectly cooked. Like, that tastes like somebody's at the crib made. That's a compliment. And finally, we have the wild card, which is when I order something that just sounds good to me. Why the hell not? So we have the rigatoni. I'm sorry for being so demonstrative with my facial expressions, but the rigatoni del nono, I'm going to read this. Sausage with shrimp, broccoli, and tomatoes in a garlic sauce. I hope that sauce settled to the bottom because this looks like you just threw some stuff in it. It's very possible that I'm overreacting. But at first look, if I pulled this out in a to-go thing and I ordered and I was hungry, this cost 20 bucks. Boy, I'd be mad. I'm going to do one of the... Oh, no, there's a garlic sauce in there. I probably should... Hold on. I got a pasta plate, bro. I might have to get a pasta plate for this because I think all the sauce settled to the bottom. I want to give them a fair chance. I'm going to get a pasta plate. All right, so I dumped this in the pasta plate, the customary New Jersey pasta plate of the world. Yes, that doesn't make sense. I said that on purpose. Let me know in the comment section if you know where this pasta plate comes from if you're from Jersey. It comes from one specific store, and everybody I know and their mother has it. But the rigatoni del nono, like I said, sausage, broccoli, pasta, tomatoes. I don't see any tomatoes. I swear to... I think they ran out of tomatoes or something. There's no tomatoes in this. It says tomatoes, no tomatoes. In a garlic sauce. So, it doesn't look like there's much going on this at, like, face value. But I'm like, you gotta at least put some pepper on this or something. All right, let's try it. Looks so deceiving. This is actually not bad. It's a very simple dish, right? The garlic sauce is very heavy like garlic and oil. If you ever had pasta sauteed with garlic and oil, that's my jam. Like, that's just like a Sunday thing sometimes. Especially when I was a kid. I would take the reheated pasta because we make spaghetti for like 4 days straight. I'd take a bunch of it, put it in the pan with some garlic and oil, and then you just like, you eat that with some pepper. And that's what this is crying out for. So, I'm going to have to freak this a little bit. I usually don't do that with pasta. But this is one of those things, if you're sitting at a restaurant or a table, they ask you if you want pepper and stuff like that. So, and Parmesan. You put those two on here. Let me just... This is how I would ask for my pasta if I was sitting down at the table. This place is really small, so I don't know too many people that's probably going to order stuff like that. Again, I don't have much Parmesan. I do have some Parmesan topping, which I'm just going to have to cheat today. I don't have no real Parmesan, but this is okay. If you do this, I think you could, like, you can really get down with this. Thought I was done? Got out of here. Yeah. You're lucky. I'll keep going. Alright, let me get the broccoli. Let me get the broccoli. Big ass floret of broccoli. I'm not at this at all. I expected the garlic sauce. Like I said, it's pretty much garlic and oil. And it's funny, they call this Nono's pasta. Nono's Italian grandfather, right? This is like a pasta that a Nono would make. Like, just a quick Sunday something. Again, I made stuff like this all the time. Even as a kid, when I was an amateur, just cooking for myself on the weekends and stuff like that. Pasta, garlic, and a little bit of cheese. And some pepper. It's like cacio e pepe. Pretty much. Let me try one of these shrimps, though. Jumbo joints. Jumbo joints, deveined. Good, you took the turd out of it, like that. And peeled. There's the tail on some of them, so... whatever. Some big-ass shrimp, too. I would definitely eat this. If I'm being real, though, like, this is a wild card, so I took a stab. You can easily make something like this. Like, if I sat down with this plate, be real, for anyone who watched my old cooking stuff when I used to cook more, or at all, if I sat down with this plate like I used to, and I popped this up, you would think I made it. Like, I make stuff like this. Go look back. So, while I like it, paying $20 for this? No. But I did order it. When I saw the garlic sauce, I said, man, it's garlic and oil. I ain't mad at it, but I feel like of the $20, there's probably $8 in shrimp here. So, it's not bad. Definitely a make it the crib type of dish. And it ain't worth the 20 spot. Being real. If this was something I made at home, I would give it like an 8, 8.5. But this is a restaurant. You paid $20 for it. In that case, this gets a 5. Like, it's okay. I wouldn't be mad and I'd eat it. But say I was sitting down at a restaurant with me and my friends or whatever, you know, and they were like, how's the pasta? I'd be like, it's all right. That would be my exact reaction. So, that's what I mean when I rate things to scale. I'm rating this against every pasta dish. bang, average. It's not bad, but it's nothing about it that stands out. I'm starting to notice about a lot of these pizza places, especially the random ones, like the ones where I kind of just walk in. One, as a person who went to school in Iowa, if you plop this place in Iowa, I'd eat there every day. Not exaggerating. But it's such a tough crowd here that I feel like the ideas are there, but there's just certain things missing. Again, I got 2 different dishes that had little to no sauce on them. And if I'm just a first-time customer, that's probably going to make me go to a different pizza place because there's like 3 within a block of this place. You get what I'm saying? And that's the tough part. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just don't think there's anything that... Perfect example. I'm trying to put my thoughts in. There's a place I've done on this channel probably 7, 8, 9, 10 times. It's called Pizzeria. Also located in Garfield. It's a block from here. It's better. Like, that's just the way it is here, man. You know what I'm saying? So opening up a pizza place in Bergen County especially, I should look up the numbers. There's got to be more pizza places per capita here than most places. Maybe New York, Manhattan, or something like that. There's just so many that this just doesn't stand out, and there's other places that do, that are like right next to it. That was the problem when I went to the first place called Brothers when we did this. That was the problem at the last place we did, and that's the same problem here. They're not bad. And if you live like around, I would still go to Pizzeria. I don't know how the hell you go here. It's messed up because I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying. Anyway, yeah. So very average. Again, you see me eating it. I don't dislike it, but watch some of my other videos when I get something that's popping. I stop talking, bro. This ain't gonna make me stop talking. I know I talk too much as it is. Also, since it's football Sunday for me, you'll be watching this on Monday. I tend to talk about NFL football on Sunday just for a little bit, just with whatever I'm thinking, because we've already watched a slate of games. And I have to say this. I'm not a person who likes to hate on things. I like to give things props, or I just don't say anything. Today I'm giving props. I want to give props to the Pittsburgh Steelers, the whole organization, not just for this year, but just in general, bro. The Pittsburgh Steelers are probably the most stable franchise I've ever seen in any sport ever. They're one of the most winning franchises in the NFL. And they're so stable to the point that they've only had 3 coaches in their existence. Chuck Noll, before my time, Bill Cowher, when I was a kid, and Mike Tomlin. Now I know Steelers fans, because of your tradition, and the fact that you've won so many times, I mean, especially the older Steelers fans, you go back to like Terry Bradshaw days, but you still had Big Ben, who had 2, and, you know, every coach has gotten one. So I get that you're frustrated that you haven't brought one home, but this is something that I took for granted as a Yankees fan for a very long time, and I think Steelers fans take this for granted too. Year in and year out, you are at least in the mix to be a playoff team. For as far back as I can remember, since childhood, you are always in the mix at the very least. And in a league that was designed for parity, for teams to get good and bad really quickly, different division champions every year. In a league that was designed for that, not everybody can be Kansas City or New England, but also not everybody can be Pittsburgh. I'm a Giants fan. In my lifetime, I've seen 2 Super Bowls. Most fans of most teams can't say that. I've also presided over some of the worst teams I've ever seen play football in between. And it's like we have years and years where we're really bad and it's tough to watch, and then we'll fluke up and win a Super Bowl. Even when the Steelers aren't good, they're still good. And that's hard to do in the NFL. And you have so much stability. You don't go crazy hiring and firing head coaches and stuff. I know there's a Matt Canada thing last year everybody was mad about, and all the things that happened with Pittsburgh, but you stick to who you are, and the other thing is you have an identity. Year in and year out, the Steelers play tough defense. There's always an all-pro linebacker on the Pittsburgh Steelers, as far back as I can remember. You can go back to the 70s with all those players my dad always talked about, you know, and you can go to the Greg Lloyd days. You can go to Joey Porter and James Harrison. Now you have TJ Watt. Like, you always, Troy Polamalu. I'm just naming names. I know there's more. But you always have tough, physical, hard to score against, physical defense. I said physical twice because they're physical defenses. And I'm going to be honest, as a Giants fan, I envy that. Because we don't have an identity. I don't know what the hell we're doing half the time. You know, at least the Steelers, like, they're going to play football. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of teams, you know, Detroit has their time in the sun right now, which they've earned. But they also had to go through years of that. Pittsburgh never has down years. Your down years are not making the playoffs. And that's admirable, and it's awesome. And also to the fact that the Rooney family invented the Rooney Rule, which allowed people who look like me to at least get an interview in a time where they couldn't. Back then, it was very hard for minorities to even get interviews, let alone jobs, especially as head coach. The Rooney Rule was invented for head coaches, but there weren't any. So they made a rule in the NFL that you had to at least interview. You didn't have to give them the job, but let them sit down and have a conversation with you. And there have been times that Rooney Rule candidates have gone into NFL front offices, done interviews, killed the interview, and gotten a job. And that is, especially then, was super important. And the Steelers did that too. You know, you got a crazy fan base, you got the terrible towels, you got the physical defense. And I'm watching this game today when y'all beat Baltimore. You know, Russell Wilson, who everybody had left for dead. I was wrong on Russell Wilson. Now, I'm not saying he's a world beater, but he's what you need to win right now. Because he's a veteran quarterback, and he does enough, you know, with your run game and your defense for you to win. I didn't want them to bench Justin Fields, but I'm not a Steelers fan. But I'm watching and I'm just like, man, Steelers, bro. Like, that's got to be dope to be a Steelers fan. I feel like maybe some of y'all forgot that. From the outside looking in, I wanted to tell y'all. Tremendous amount of respect for the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, for your stability, your commitment, your fan base, your identity, even the black and yellow, man. Like the Wiz Khalifa song. Like, even that had me popping. And I cheered like crazy when y'all knocked the Jets off after they said they was going to win when they beat the Patriots, because Jets fans were annoying at that. Nothing was more annoying than Rex Ryan era Jet fans. After they beat New England and Bart Scott said, can't wait, I said, get him, Pittsburgh. And y'all got him. So thank you. Because I can still say they didn't win every time a Jets fan talks to me. So respect, bro. I just wanted to give y'all your flowers. Again, I'm the type of person that if I don't have something nice to say, I just don't say anything. And I'm not a beacon of any. I have negative thoughts about a lot of stuff all the time, but I just think we need more of that in the world. And I think in the last 5 years, I think the world has kind of forgotten that. And we spend too much time being angry about that really doesn't matter. Like pronunciation of words, as I said before, and things. I just think there's a lot of people, and I don't know if you watching are one of them or not, there's a lot of people in this world that I don't think you feel comfortable unless you're mad about something at this point. People are always angry about stuff. And sometimes it's stupid. Not all the time. There's definitely causes to be mad about. Human causes, human rights causes, you know, stuff like that. When it comes to humanity, you know, you want to be mad about politics? I can, I can understand that. But sometimes people just be mad about, like, you know, still pronunciation of words is a perfect example. But you get the idea. And I just think now people have this vibe where, you know, I'm entitled to my opinion. That somehow that has now been skewed to I'm allowed to be a jerk to people because I can. And I don't know where we went wrong as humans. The internet didn't help. And the fact you can't get smacked for saying it didn't help. But I'm always going to stick to my guns with that kind of stuff. I have negative stuff to say, but I usually don't attack people's character. I don't attack stuff. I try to keep things positive, as you can tell. It even bothers me to give negative reviews, even though I give them. But, you know, I'm not a beacon. I got bad thoughts just like everybody else, but I try to keep them to myself instead of to the world. We need more of that, especially right now. Sheesh. But that's going to be the end of the video. It's an okay pizzeria. Like, I'm being perfectly honest. Like, this was better than the last place, and I wouldn't throw any of this out. It's just, you know, tough crowd in Jersey, which is why we're doing this. But we'll be back tomorrow. More content. Men and hand signs. They made it to YouTube.